Welcome back to Oak City. This is our Plains and Prairies episode, going to be number 37, I believe, here today. So we are continuing with our harvest month full into swing. Turn around, take a look at the map here real quick. We do have the cornfield being harvested with the one combine there. We have dump trailer ready to go. We also have the two cotton harvesters up in the cotton field, and we have the two combines up in the soybean field at this point. So we are working quite a bit all at one time. We are going to actually try to get some more going and see that we can try to get all of the fields done, as we still have three more fields to actually harvest just this month alone, and obviously a lot of acres left to go. We've gotten quite a bit done on the soybean and the cotton. Corn gonna take quite a bit of time, and the sunflowers are not even started yet, so that's also going to be a big one. We have the sugar beet harvester, which is kind of what we're going to get out here. You can see that's this field 95-94, about 40 acres of sugar beets. So that's going to be the next one that we're going to get out, and then we are going to have to turn around and pick up some new equipment for the sugar cane. So that's going to be a new one, which we are going to turn around and try to get started as well. So it's going to be a bit of a sweet tooth episode here. On this one's going to be sugar everywhere. Sugar beets and sugar cane going to be our big targets in this episode, along with clearing off the rest of the harvest numbers. So that should get us into, November, which we will have one cotton field left to harvest in November, and then we will be on to the winter months. Gonna end up turning around and probably building some storage this month, as when we pick up the new equipment, we're kind of gonna need somewhere to put it. So we'll get that going, flip to there, get that going. Although I suppose if we start sugar beets, we're actually going to need a trailer. I suppose we could turn around and pull the trailer from the corn. We can bring that down over here so that we can keep this one going. Sugar beets are, high volume, so this is going to fill up pretty quick. We'll just make some alterations. So we'll set this on for the AI, and then we'll let that go. And then we'll jump over and grab this trailer. Mr. Cornfield's got a lot to go there, so we can probably wait a hot minute on that, and we'll swing it down. Luckily, we're not too far away from where the action is. And then when we get that in there, we can actually go kind of take a peek at how our other harvesters are coming along, just to see what the situation there is. Alright, so we'll let that go. Pop over here. Take a look at the corn. Absolute sea of corn out there. 138,000 liters on board already. Going to be crazy high numbers off of there, I would assume. Obviously, the million liters of holding on that one. Kind of take a look at our cotton over here. Probably gonna have bales. I was gonna say we're gonna have bales everywhere, but it doesn't look like we really do have bales everywhere. Definitely have some bales out here. It's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, between the two fields, I feel like we're gonna get enough that we're not gonna have to worry about it. And then we'll come out and take a look here. This is just an ocean of soybean up here. I mean, what you still can't see, you're starting to finally see the edges of the worked field, so that's cool. 200 and some acres of soybeans, just absolutely incredible. Big field for sure. You can see, I mean, we're already north of 300,000 liters between the two of them. Gonna be a great yield probably honestly wouldn't have to do soybeans for quite a while, but then that's if we can even store most of the stuff that we're pulling. We're going to end up having to sell a lot of stuff just simply because we aren't going to have anywhere to store it, or we're going to have to build new storage for our product because we're going to have big volume numbers for sure. Alright, so we'll jump back in here, take a peek. Yeah, definitely going to fill up fast. Everywhere you look, we have a worker doing something, which that is a good way to make progress. As they finish up, we'll get them going into other things. We could turn around and spend the money on yet another combine, because honestly, this stuff's going to take quite a while to do. But then, you know, it's too, we need holding because we're running out of space, quite honestly, for equipment already. So I think we're just kind of going to let things chew. It's still early. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, so we have plenty of time going this month. Still early, you know, and no weather on the immediate horizon. So I think we're just going to kind of keep things working the way that they are and not worry about trying to go overboard crazy, as we already do have some new equipment that we'll have to pick up. Which there aren't a lot of options to doing sugar beets. You know, you can, or not sugar beets, excuse me, sugar cane. There's one harvester in the base game. Honestly, haven't looked at mods for sugar cane, as it's something that, you know, I haven't even done really with the base game. So, gonna turn around and pick up the sugar cane harvester, and then we'll look at getting that set out too. But then we already have how many AI working right now, right? As turn around and think about it, 7 AI working. I don't think I've ever had that many working anywhere ever at all. So that's a new one. We're pulling lots of numbers, so that's good. I think we'll just kind of keep it going with this and probably try to let some things finish up before we go too crazy, because we are going to have to keep up with, although that sugar cane can take a long time, because it doesn't harvest a lot. So I'll turn around and wait until this fills up. We'll dump it once, and then we'll turn around and head over and buy the new equipment so we can get the sugar cane underway, I guess. Here we are. We have turned around and picked up the Case sugar cane harvester. So as you can see, it does have the topper and a big harvest machine here. I mean, not huge, but obviously takes up a fair amount of space. Thing's pretty tall. Gonna have to come up with a new place to store this one, as no plan there to turn around and pick up just a straight. Is it gonna work? It's kind of like totally picked up off its rear wheels, but it seems to be working for now, so we're going to turn around and give it a shot. If we have to, we will turn around and pick up a different trailer. No big deal. Obviously going to be a little bit of a slow go here. It's a height difference. Who knows, maybe it'll flatten as we get some weight on board. Otherwise, we'll just be looking at picking up a different trailer. We can definitely use this one elsewhere. As I say, new crop. Wow, that stuff is really actually very, very tall. See it driving by, haven't actually, holy wow. So sugar cane's gotta be like the tallest thing. That's gotta be even taller than the corn for sure. Gotta be like the tallest crop in the game. That's kind of cool. Plants are really thick with that planter that we use. Turn around and haul this up here. Gonna jump out and just take a look. Oh wow, yeah, way. Okay, that's crazy high. Didn't actually notice that. You definitely get lost. Oh, we get lost in there. Never mind, forget that. All right, let's jump in here, see if we can get this. get this to doing what it's going to do. Wow, a lot of head rows, very small. Yeah, so this is going to take a hot minute. See how it works here as the machine deploys. All right, top cutter, bottom cutter. All right. Oh, let's stop that. Probably doesn't want to open the trailer. All right. That's probably better. Now let's send it and see if that works. Yeah, there it's unloading into the trailer. Trailer gonna hold just a boatload. Just in case we don't end up using it for this, just set it up so it holds a ton. Does seem to be working. I don't really like how that one tire trailer, or axle, if you will, is off the ground. We'll just have to see. I suppose it'd be there for a lot of weight if we need it, or if it gets it. It's a good thing we went high on the yield. That's going to yield a lot. I mean, if that's just one little pass, wow. That is going to take a hot minute, though, too. So it's a good thing we got started. Speaking of which, we better turn around and go check on that sugar cane here pretty quick. Alright, so gonna do, I don't know how this is gonna work out on the corner. Wow. That's what being in this thing is like. Ah! Plane's going through. Maybe that's just the corner thing. We'll take a look at what the inside view looks like when we get here to the straight or something, I think. It's definitely over-planted, like, too thick. Wow, that's cool, though. I think it's just way over-planted. Probably too thick. But we are underway with sugarcane. 10,000 liters already on board, so there's the pipe. Oh, and then it's flinging its shaft there, you can see. Yeah, that's cool. Huh. Yeah, sugarcane new one, you know? Unfamiliar there with that process. That's cool, though. Alright, well, sugarcane underway. All of that going. That's cool. We will turn around and take a look. Yeah, this is a move, I guess, is what are you, full? Yeah, of course. We're dawdling with our empty. So, going to turn around and jump on that quick. And then, obviously, at this point... Oh, check that. Ah, that's cool. I do actually like that sugar cane. That's kind of neat, just a new one. It's always kind of fun and interesting to take down new crops in the game, new machines. We'll have to get some place to store that one. Looking cool off in the distance, but we'll turn around and get this sugar beet harvester emptied here so that we can keep things going. So here we are, just going to turn around and top up the trailer. The harvester obviously not full, but the trailer about to be full, so we will be sending our first load of sugar beets off to be sold here as soon as we get that topped up, which is all done. The other one we're getting real close on, we'll take a peek real quick, is the cotton field. So we will be going and picking up all the cotton off of that one and getting the harvesters sent over. I think we're just going to leave them up there getting ready for next month's field on the other side, but we will have quite a bit to go pick up. So this we are just going to turn around and sell it where it's convenient, which I think is going to be our multi-market, just the easiest place to get rid of it. We're not going to try to turn around and store. Obviously we already have 1 million liters going to be high yield coming off of that field, and we don't have any place to store sugar beets currently anyway, and certainly aren't going to spend the money on it. We have a lot of product to actually sell out this month. So, well, you know, we started off with like the 3.7 million. We're down to 1.8. This is going to now be time to start recouping that so that we can build some more storage next month. We'll have some build projects as the winter months start coming for the farm. more land and more buildings is what we are going to need for sure. 664,000. Wow, off of one trailer full. Of course, 1,000,000 liters. So obviously that helps bolster the sale. But 600,000 plus 664. That's going to be a nice sale. So we'll set this back in the field there. Probably actually have to go dump the machine off there. As we get back to the field, you can see the sugar cane making pretty good progress. Going to yield quite a bit of sugar cane there, so we'll have quite a bit of sugar cane to sell. We're going to end up with just absolute boatloads of product to sell this month, and probably recoup all the money that we spent, quite frankly, on all of the new combines, which were not cheap, but looks like we're going to actually recoup a fair amount of that money. What's going on? Are you having a problem? You are having a problem. Alright, so that's not working out. I wonder how that even happened. How does that happen? How did you get on top of a bale? Alright, well, we'll send you back to work because there's probably 2 rows, which that'll probably make you collide with the other one. There are all the cotton bales. They're dropping them all on one end, which that'll be convenient for picking them up, but take a look down here. They ran flawless until right up until the end, apparently, and then that one decided to go rogue and drive on top. So they don't work super fast, but they work wide, and that is nice. That's all we need. Alright, so we'll turn around and grab the truck and trailer for these, probably head it down this way, and then we'll actually start getting our cotton industries back up and running, as everything has been out there. But this should be done pretty quick, and then actually we'll stop this one at the end of the row, let that other one do its up and down, and that'll finish that. And then we are still going. We're almost done. Are we gonna have to dump this? Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to dump it. So I'll turn around, grab that tractor, dump that one more time, and then we'll get set up for picking up cotton. Alright, so this is the final offload of the sugar there. Turn around, 414,000 more in the bucket. So we'll turn around and get to sell that off here. Turn around, harvester definitely needs a bath. That thing is pretty dirty. And then we did turn around and get the cotton harvesters, excuse me, up in the other barn. They both did fit up there, so currently for the time being, that's where they're going to get stored. Wow, a little rough right there, as they are across the road there from the cotton field we'll have to do next month. But that's funny. Just see the sugar harvester there, just the top. So we'll run this down for the final sale there of sugar beets. That was always going to be a cash crop for us. That's just kind of the design of it. We're not using sugar beets really for any of the fields or anything like that. It's just, or industries, excuse me, for any of the fields. For any of the industries, we're just cash cropping sugar beets. 276 with the 600 and something. I mean, that puts us right around, 900, a little over $900,000 worth of sugar beets sold. So definitely a positive cash crop for us, one we will for surely be renewing and using again. So I think this tractor trailer, we're going to head up and set up for the corn, kind of where it was originally staged. We'll get the sugar harvester put away there and then start scooping up cotton, as we really want to get those cotton industries back up and running is kind of the idea. So we're just going to chuck this. Well, there we're making some progress on the cornfield. Go ahead and take a look. We'll push across up until where we're done. Well, we'll get a good look at where we are here up on the hill. Yeah, actually making pretty good progress, have to say. Give that one credit just for chewing along pretty good there. Suppose that means we should take a good look up at where we are at with our soybeans. So actually getting pretty close to done there too. And then we will be moving. I think we're going to have to pick up another header, at least one more, but we'll get at least 2 of those over to. Here we are, up with the cotton tractor trailer. Going to turn around and start trying to pick up some of the cotton here. We'll just have to get a good look. Obviously, we have a lot of cotton bales out here on the field. Really did not reset the bale counters, so I don't have any idea how many are actually out here. Just going to have to turn around and spend a little time driving around, make sure we pick them all up. But there are quite a bit of them out here, as you can see, so do anticipate taking multiple trips here. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a bunch in there. Of course, I guess last time we pulled some, what, 270,000, something like that, off of the field. I don't actually remember now. Alright, that's going to be 5. That is going to be the first load, unfortunately. So we, well, not unfortunately, I guess, but unfortunately, we can't get any more on board. So it does look like we're going to have at least 3, 4 trips. Yeah, something like that. It's probably pulling 27 bales. AI worker completed its task. Okay, so that means somebody probably arrived to its destination. I don't think anybody got done there, but we'll turn around. And for the most part, we're just going to swing these down, drop them at the spinnery, and we're going to drop them at the bioplastics and get those up and running. So as we just make progress, because there's going to be several trips, just kind of keep it up to date as we see how many we get. Should certainly help the industries along. We know it's gonna. We currently just aren't even running cotton on anything, so I think we'll get this into the this load into the bioplastics. The next one into our spinnery. Spinnery is going to be way easier to offload to. Bioplastics is a little bit of a headache. Actually, let's just yank this one for speed purposes. We'll run this right into the spinnery and get that offloaded. Somewhere in here should do it. Wool has made a little bit. We might as well actually throw those over while we're here. Just because this thing... Yeah, there we go. Nice throw. Worked. A lot of pallets and stuff to get picked up and moved along too for the month, so we're going to have to make some product sales coming up here. And then we'll have to go jump into the industry there. I think spinnery, yeah, cotton activate that. Gonna certainly produce way faster than the wool does. Wool is a decent backup for us. It gets the job done when we don't have enough cotton. But gonna turn around, run up, grab the other few loads, and then we'll just kind of catch in then. So this is going to be the third trip of cotton off of the field. So 15 bales so far. Going to be the second drop into our bioplastics here. So this should go ahead and fill this one up, hopefully, or near enough to fill it up anyway, that it should get the job done. There we go, totally outside the building. Get these offloaded, make sure this goes. Sometimes you have to help these ones along a little bit. Going so far. Uh-oh. Okay, so not too over full. We just have one extra bale-ish. It's not even that full. We'll turn around and just set that one over there. All good. Get that folded up. We'll turn around and get this thing backed out of here. And then we'll go grab the rest of them. This will turn around. As soon as we get the trailer out of the way here, we'll turn around and set that on the sail point there. Ooh, a little too far. Now we're going to make things a pain with the tree in the way. But we'll turn around and go up and grab the rest of the cotton, and we'll grab a total number as we get that finished up. Offload number 4 from the field here, and this one is going over to the spinnery. In fact, all of them will be coming over here from this point forward. Not sure if that's going to be 1, 2, or 3 more, to be honest. We still have quite a few bales on the field, and we'll just keep them coming. Just finished up the last offload there of the cotton. Did turn around and come up with 5 more bales, so it is just going to be that one more offload. Or that was the last offload there. We'll turn around, come in, take a look at the spinnery. Gave us 134,000 liters in here, and then 100,000 liters plus a little bit over at the bioplastic. So, you know, just under 250,000 liters of cotton off of that field. So not a bad yield. Pretty happy with that. And then we do have the other cotton field that's going to come up next month, which is going to turn around and give us a little bit of surplus for the year. We're moving over and keeping those industries up and running this year instead of running out a couple of months short, and we'll be getting those over in the bale storage. We have turned around and made quite a bit of progress over here on the cornfield. As you can see, still a bit to go there. But also up here, you can turn around. Wait a minute. What's going on? Why is this still? This is done. Everything's done up here. So we just have to turn around and get these offloaded. And then we can turn around and send over to start doing sunflowers is going to be the idea next. Though we would have to pick up some sort of head. Only have one corn head at this point. But we'll turn around and get these opened up. And then we'll jump over. I know we have the tractor. Why is the tractor not on the map? I know we have that tractor right over on that side of the field somewhere. Yeah, why is it not showing up? That's crazy. Yeah, right there in the corner of the field, right where it should be. Turn around and go get these offloaded is going to be the plan here. There they are. Out in the middle of the field, you can't even see them. There we go. I actually have no idea how much these are going to yield, so this should be interesting. 372,000 there. A boatload of soybeans. 818,000 liters of soybeans, so not too shabby there. Cannot complain. Turn around and get that shut down. Shut this one down. It's just getting equipment to and from and back and forth and all over the place. We have plenty of it. So places for this, bioplastics and fuel, are where we're going to turn around and offload it. We do have soybeans still stored on the farm. So I think for the most part, this is just going to turn around and get offloaded into industries, and then the rest is going to get sold, which again should bring us quite a bit of money. So we get this run out, get the industries topped up, and then we'll see how much we have left. So I have turned around and filled up all of the industry that we use soybean at. We have turned around and put 200,000 liters back at the farm so that we have backup in case we need it for anything else, and we just can't really store all the rest of these grains. We don't have anywhere near enough storage for all that, so we're going to have to sell it or buy a new silo area, more storage, which just not going to have the money in the cards this season. We still have plenty of other things to do, or this year, so we are just going to sell past that. We're going to hold enough for backup storage for our industries of all the product that we need to, and the rest is just going to get sold and be money coming back to the farm. So selling for quite a bit less than the high mark, but still an awful lot. Holy wow, actually way more than I anticipated. $1.1 million right there. Whoa, sorry dude. That's not a safe place to walk at all. No. Alright, at any rate, so we are now up into the positive, so we probably could have afforded to build storage, but not this year. It's just not in the budget for this year. So now that we have gotten that offloaded, we're still going to end up having to work. We got to have corn, sugar cane, and then hopefully we can grab one of these, at least one of these harvesters, and send them over to the sunflowers, because we still have that pretty large field to go for sunflowers. So we're making really good progress, but still plenty to do. Alright, just under $90,000. We are hooking up to the new header here. Did turn around and pick up a trailer for it as well. It's kind of a shame they don't have the folding corn header that is the same size as this, or at least color changeable. Turn around and have the one that's, I don't know, I might look into different corn heads or something for these. You can turn around and get the John Deere one, but then that stays green. Well, taking a look there, it looks like our sugar cane has finished up at least what it's going to harvest. Obviously, it looks like it's missed a little bit. Probably not enough to actually make us worry about picking it up or anything, but we'll turn around and take a look there at what we get. Did take quite a bit of time. We have also gotten our 80% warning on the on the corn over there. So that one actually looks like it's filling up, which is kind of insane because that means we have a crazy amount of corn coming off of that field, which presents a whole new problem, kind of, sort of, as to like what to do with it. I mean, it's not that big a problem because worst case scenario, you always sell it, but it's like, what do you do when you have so much? We're gonna obviously have to build a new storage plan for next year because we just can't store anywhere near what we need to. Alright, let's get that on and drop into the field here. Big soybean field. Definitely not 100% yield bonus on this field or anything like that, but we're going to turn around and yield quite a bit. It is a decent yield bonus. It's just also the first time that we've been in this field. You can see, you know, it is a fair amount of soybean here, acreage-wise. You can see the corners of this field, but still quite a bit, around 100 acres probably of soybean that we're going to end up harvesting here. Let that sit. And set and set. Should probably actually take a look. Let's see where we're at. If we're going to have to offload this. 86%, I don't know. Alright, tell it, is that 14% of the field? It's really whether it's 14% of the yield, not 14% of the field, so I don't know. We'll just keep letting it work because it's all fitting in there for now, so we're not going to mess with it too much. Looks like our guy here turned around on us. Started going the other way, or what you playing here, bub? Alright. Fair enough. He's like, you started with that row, I'm going to go back to that row. Alright. All good there. This is the field that we did have a pretty good weed track in here. We also had that up on the big cornfield and didn't even notice that. Oh, still got to get that other harvester out of there. That is fair enough. But at least now, I think we are working on the last of our fields. Turn around and jump down quick here and see what we got. 652,000 liters of sugar cane. Okay. We are going to have to turn around and, yeah, because what, delivering this. Is it not all in there? Yeah, it's all in there, right? Yeah. Good to go. Alright. Let's get the pipe in there. And then we will turn around. Yeah, there's no way we're going to make a delivery. What is it doing? One has to wonder what all that was. Just like the number didn't go up. It just looked like it was dumping more in there, showing us that it's dumping more in there. I guess sugarcane doesn't have to go too far, but driving it around at 12 miles an hour is crazy. And the rear wheels on this trailer still don't hit the ground, so I think we need a trailer with a lower hitch on it than this. Though it's working. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna try to drive this into the bioplastics. I think the pipe here is a little high and really don't need to get hung up on it. Also, this thing is slow, so we are not going to want to take it super far from the field, let's be honest. So if we had some place or some kind of way to store this over here, that's just something we'll turn around and take a look at. So we're going to unhitch you. What kind of storage? This is absurd that the pipe, like, is there like a fold harvester? Right. We'll fold the pipe in. That's the pipe in. Oh, so this thing is just a tall machine, just what it is. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out some kind of some kind of storage for this thing that actually is tall enough to put a tree in. But then we'll turn around and grab a tractor over here so we can turn around and get the trailer offloaded. Alrighty, so we are hooked up with it and ready to cook. We have 652,000 liters of the sugar cane on board here. Still not hitting the rear wheels on this trailer. Oh, and our cotton is still not all soaked up. How's that working? How much is in there? Oh, 88 liters. Look at that, 87 liters of cotton. So just about gone. Not quite on that bill. We'll turn around and just set that off to the side for now as we bring the sugar cane in. First ever sugar cane period, actually. How's that look? Oh, it looks like, yeah, crazy grass cuttings almost. Alright, let's turn around and we can go in here. Bioplastics. Gonna turn on the polyethylene for the first time. Bam! That's cool. Alright, so now we are almost under full production in the bioplastics. It's just wood chips that we need, but we are certainly making headway on finally having a full run production of our bioplastics. Our poplar field still getting underway, so then that leaves us with 500,000 liters of sugar cane, and I think we're just going to sell it again. It's a thing, we just don't really have some place to even put it. So we're just going to turn around and sell it this year with bigger plans for the future. It's going to run our polyethylene this year, and we're going to get out of it what we're going to get. We anticipate a decent amount of money there. This is going to be the payoff for the rest of it. I think our biggest investment so far is probably around 400,000 or so in sugar cane. With the harvester was not super cheap. All right, 235,000. So, you know, no, not super crazy considering the amount that was in there. But when you really look at the idea that, like, we're gonna pull a ton off of the polyethylene, everything out of the bioplastics, pays a lot. This field is actually, you know, basically a 10-acre field. That's not too bad right there. I'll actually take it. AI worker is blocked. Which AI worker is blocked? Oh, I know what's going on there. I bet you didn't fold the thing, did you? No, you never do. The common sense. AI not known for having that at all. It's actually my fault. When you turn around and send it with the thing out, it does not want to fold in the boom properly. And quite often gets hung up on things all around the map. That's what I've noticed with this sprayer. Works in the fields great, just does not like to drive home like without having some sort of issue. Alright, turned around and we got the sugar cane going, so that made us a fair amount of money. We're up to almost $4 million, so actually almost I can't believe back over when we were at 3.7 million looking to spend on all the new combines and equipment. I really did not anticipate that coming back anywhere near as fast as it has. So being up to almost 4 million, we definitely will have land expansion and building and all kinds of stuff. We still actually have to make our monthly sales this month because that's not done. So we're actually going to finish off with quite a bit of money. And actually, speaking of which, we might as well turn around and go start putting things together to start our monthly sell-off. We might as well leave this over here. Everything's going to need a lot of cleaning this month after our big harvest. So take a peek here. 93%. I don't see that actually making it all the way to the end. So I think we'll turn around and offload that in the process here, which then is going to bring us to our big, huge corn offload. This is, I don't even know what to do with 1 million liters of corn. I mean, I do sell it, you know, haha, good problem to have. Too much, but it's a lot. So, yeah, when we have that coming up, I don't think we're going to be able to dump it on this turn. So hopefully it's going to make it down here to the end. And then we will offload, look to offload, which should be about 1 million liters of corn for a first. Just about got all the way through that field out one. But let's turn around and get to where we got to get, and we'll catch up at that point. Alright, here we are swinging in for the first offload of this Colossus, or case actually in this case. Not going to turn around and make it all the way on the field with this amount of yield. Just there we go. Trying to avoid dumping it out the side. Sorry. Little distracted. Doing our thing, just about 1 million liters of corn here coming off of the field. Still have quite a bit to go. I think we'll call that good. We're just dawdling around. So we'll turn around and take this offload and fill up the Industries, and then I think we'll come back for the rest. We turn around Industries. I guess we actually only use, well, no, we do actually use corn at multiple Industries. So we'll turn around and go offload for the bioplastics. As you can see, this field, even just driving off it with a trailer, pretty big field, this one. But we'll turn around and go fill up the bioplastics and probably dump some into the grain, the multi-grain production as well, just because then we'll have the room to offload the rest. Or we'll just call this one 950,000 and then pull the rest and see what our total is. We know we're going to get over 1 million liters off of this, which is crazy if you ask me, and then have to figure out what to do with the rest of the sugarcane field there. That, it's my understanding that we don't have to replant that, though I'm not exactly sure as to the process of sugarcane, so still working that out. And for our corn offload here, we'll take a look at the Industry bioplastics. Yeah, so we're going to suck up about 70,000. Wow, we still have 900,000 liters on board. Gives us 100,000. I don't think we're going to pull that much more off of the field, so that should actually give us. Do you think that's enough room? Let's turn around and take a look. 12,000, 100,000. Yeah, it's not going to pull 100,000. So we'll turn around and drive this over so we can turn around and get the rest. And that'll give us a good idea of how much we're going to pull off of the field altogether. Give us a nice guesstimate as to what future yields off of field that size is going to present us. So we'll turn around and get that taken care of, and then swing that one over to the sunflower field so that we can get a good idea of what's going on with the sunflowers. That's the last field that we're going to have to harvest this month. As far as mulching and all of the rest of that, we certainly won't be getting all that in on this episode, that's for sure. We've had a lot of harvest going on. Looks like our harvester is over in that direction. You can see the field disappearing more often than not before you're going to see the actual piece of equipment. So yeah, once we get this done and we get that offload, we'll catch up at that point to see what the numbers are and go from there. And here we are with the corn just about ready to finish. So we will run this. Uh-oh. I think we're going to be about 20,000 liters over. Whoa. Watch. We're just barely not going to fit everything in here. That is so off-putting. No. We're going to be off by 20,000. Because you turn around and go, you know, 20,000 liters is nothing. But 20,000 liters is decent. You'll love a small field. Yeah, 23,800 or 2,000. We were really close, actually, to get that all finished. So we'll turn around and get that dumped. Gonna just dump that into the grain, and then we'll get the rest of this little bit offloaded and get this one sent over to the sunflower field. Here we go, swinging by with the 1,000,000 liters of corn here. We do still have the 2,000 or 2,300 liters of corn on board the combine there. Effectively, after this trailer, that's kind of the corn dust that's still in there, but we're going to have to get that out of there before we can get it into the sunflower field. So just running this off. Actually, we missed our turn. It's cool. We got big tires, off-road capable. There we are. Did we dump the whole 1,000,000 in there? I don't think so. We should probably try to save a little bit and send that actually over to the farm for our bioplastics. So I think we'll cut it off around 200, yeah, 187,000. That should be good enough to get us going. I mean, we're going to have enough corn in that baby probably for the next 2 years, maybe. I don't know. That's going to be the thing. Next year's harvest, I don't even know what we're going to do with it. Our harvest numbers are getting insane crazy to where we're going to have to just be able to store and sell, probably. It's going to be the thing. But I'll turn around and get this. Actually, let's go grab the rest of that so we can get that started up in the field quick. Then we'll get this offloaded and we can get a look at where we're coming in with our sunflowers for the year. So, well, we are finishing up the sunflower field. Going to turn around and do our product sell-off here for the month. So we will roll that up. I suppose it's selling it as we go over the apple. I think we're actually probably too close. Get the straps off of everything there. And I'm going to start dropping in there. Honestly, I don't even know. It's probably around, why does it look like it was about 800,000? No, 600,000. Yeah, about 6, little over. And then we still have these to turn around and load up and get sold as well. Are all loaded up with our second and final load of the month. Already cannot believe how profitable we have been. Way more than I anticipated. 200K. Yeah, so basically 400K out of that. So almost up to $5 million already, and we are still going to have at least one more sale in our sunflower for sure. We'll be storing, but we know we are not going to be storing everything that's on that field. So still not done with the money making this month, but things are already getting out of control. No. Still making quite a bit of money, which is going to be good. We still have fields and more buildings to turn around and put in, but at this point kind of just waiting on the 2 harvesters out in the sunflower field. So now that we have 2 of them in there taking a pretty good chunk out of it, you can see the harvested ground this month, just massive amounts of farm. Hundreds of acres were taken down now a month. Our goal really just to get through this month with the harvest and then turn around, and with the winter months coming up is going to be time to be spending and building and all of that. So when we get the numbers here off the sunflower field, we will be back. Here we are, just coming up on the end of the sunflower field here. So in the lesser of the 2 filled machines, that one has quite a bit more on board, I think, than this one. Turn around, I have been running, taking down this end of the field. It's been running down that end of the field, and now it looks like it just wants to plumb run smack into us, so we're going to turn around and get out of its way. We will turn around and clean up the last little bit of this edge, and then I think that one's probably going to be able to take care of that for the most part. This field certainly bigger than it seemed, honestly, than when it went in. It is way wider in the direction we're headed now than I thought. I thought it would have been wider. The other, it's a good sized field, 100 plus acres, so which after working all these, somewhere between the 100 and 200 acre range is just kind of a nice place to be. All right, nice fast offload there. 143,000. I suppose I actually should probably pull this up out of the way. In fact, this will be the one that the header is out here in the field, or the header trailer is out here in the field, excuse me. And we'll go ahead and set that down on there, maybe. Bop, bop, bop. Nice and dirty. Whoa. Get that packed up. There we go. All ready for out of here. We'll turn around and run over here. We're just going to relieve you of duty, sir. Thank you very much. Been great. We can get this done a little faster probably than he will. So let's get at it. All told, definitely had to split the harvest into two episodes based on just getting things done, but not too bad for harvesting as many acres as we did. We took down several hundred acres. Obviously still have a lot of field prep to do. We have rain coming in. The field stuff doesn't actually need to be ready until next spring. All of our fall planting is done. The only thing else this fall we could have planted is barley, I guess, but we're not worried about. We are barley farmers at this point, so you know, someday, some way, when we have another extra field, I'm sure we will be, but currently we are definitely not. So we get all our fields and our cash crop in for sure. The sugar beets, you know, no pun intended, it was a sweet month between the sugar beets and the sugar cane and our normal sell-off. Those sugar beets certainly kicked us into the right direction. I mean, we'll take a look at our finances coming up here, but should be absolutely astounding numbers to look at this month. We spent, but we made a ton. Industries are running on full blast now, so we should be making even more money, as you know, only getting better. All right, 438,000 liters of sunflower, so not too bad. Sunflowers, you know, hard to get a lot of them. We're just gonna turn around. We can actually get out this way or right over here. Snatch those out of the field coming up, but we're going to turn around and move this on. The only production that we actually use sunflowers for is our diesel, but we are also going to hold some because we know that our diesel production goes through quite a bit. I'm surprised that we only got 438,000 off of it, though that's a good number. I mean, it's definitely more than we're gonna need, but how much more we can sell, I honestly do not know. I don't know how much I feel comfortable. So we hold 100K in here, 350,000. I guess we'll turn around and try to store the same. You know, all of our industry so far, we're storing like 200K at the home silo there, so we'll see if we can manage to stuff 200K of the sunflower in there. If we can, then that would still give us 150,000 to go offload and sell. Not that I don't know that we need 200,000 here at the home, and I don't know that by a lot of unknowns with sunflowers. So then, I guess if you're being good about it, you keep enough. That's what you do. You make sure you keep enough. Alright, should be plenty in there, a little over 200K anyway. Give us a good backup. Fill up the diesel, what, 2 more times? I think I'm pretty sure we'll run out of other things before we run out of that. We have learned that we are going to need, you know, more storage, still some more equipment. We're going to have to clean up the rest of this sugar cane field. Still a lot to do. That thing is kind of a pain because look at that barns, ways to store it. Like, the thing is so tall. It's like it doesn't go through the door on virtually anything, right? So, working out what to do with that. Alright, bringing this in. We will get this sold for our final act of the month. Make sure all the animals are fed. Oh, $370,000 basically. That is not a bad sale for what was not a ton of quantity. We actually could have sold a lot more than that, which means we should be making a lot off of that in the long run. We also don't want to turn around and just have stuff sitting in storage to make us no money. That's not the idea, but the excess will sell when it's at its high point. That's kind of the goal, but certainly turned around and made a lot of money. We will take a peek at the finances quick there. So we did turn around and spend basically $2 million in new vehicles this month. Turned around and made just about $1 million in just sold products, and then $2.6 million in a harvest income. So even though we turned around and spent $2 million, we're still up, you know, quite a bit of money. Obviously, the farm is moving in the right direction, which is going to enable us to really blow it up in the coming years. But I think for the most part, we are going to call it a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. So subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.